kind of touched on where to go next. You just speak to it, which you do often, especially if they call you first for the production meeting. But whether it's sexual assault, domestic violence, minority coaching hires, owners misbehaving or treating people in a certain way and not being punished the same as players are, you've always been extremely vocal about those things, and not in a flippant, disrespectful way, but in a true, analytical, fair way, but also that breathes life into a show. And I don't mean in making a show exciting, that some of these things are bigger than snapping the football. Some of these things are about changing people's lives, or about putting people in positions and situations that they can never recover from certain traumas. And you've been vocal about those things. You haven't been scared to speak about them, but that does come with a backlash. And you mentioned you had the thought, do I speak about this? Do I talk about this? What has the journey been like for you in getting to a point to when they call you, and I've been on a call with you before where it wasn't a topic, and you're like, no, we need to talk about this, or this is important, or this should be said, and you step up in that manner?
Instead of thinking about the backlash, or thinking about maybe like, I don't know, people I need to impress won't like this, or like, it's better to be safe and neutral, I always, whenever the story comes up like that, I always think about the person who needs to see it talked about. You know, I think about if it's a story about sexual assault, or I think about maybe the woman who's turning on ESPN and sees that it's not being talked about, or that people talking about don't care. If it's a story about black coaches being passed over yet again, it's felt like only black players, and this is true of the NFL, we're talking about it. And I really think it's important for them to turn on TV and say, like, oh, it's not like other people care about this. Other people are want to draw attention to it. Other people have done the work, or are noticing these trends, or have reported on it. So I just think about that all the time when I try to think about why do I want to talk about any of this stuff at all? Because you're right, it's not always fun, and it doesn't always go well. But it just kind of feels like imperative to represent those people, I guess.
Who's your favorite co-host? Co-worker? It's an easy one. We know that answer.
Man, this is like trying to pick a child.
Come on.
They all bring something different to the table. Can I take a minute?
Question. He has a nickname. Very well known.
Swagoo?
No, we all know it.
I'll tell you something about all of them that people might not know. Dan Orlovsky has an ability to make fun of himself that is honestly unmatched, and it is what makes him, there's a lot of things that are special about him, but he doesn't take himself seriously, and it's incredible. Laura Rutledge, basically, she's awesome hosting. People don't know what a host does. She basically, produces our show. She's, so invested. She cares so much about making it, I've never met anyone who cares more about her work than us. RC, he's good at everything. There have been moments where I was doubting myself or insecure. I think you pick me up more than anyone. I've been on TV with you, and even once I was upset, and literally the whole show, every segment, he was Mina made a great point. I can't even tell you how that sounds so small, but it completely turned my shit around, and he boosts me so much with the football stuff too. It's unbelievable. Mark is probably the most caring person I've ever met in my life. He literally is I know he seems that way, so it's probably not surprising to people. He's just he's like a sun. He just emits warmth. That's why he's probably the most naturally charismatic person I've ever been around. But that warmth is real, and it's not fake, and you feel it every time you're around him. So to answer your question, I can't choose. You listen to me? You're amazing.
It's good. I love it.
The show is something that we all take pride in.
Yeah.
Because I go back to at least when it was initially picked, which I wasn't picked for it.
But he loves mentioning it.
And I would never not mention that. But it wasn't that Swagoo at the time was the star he is today.
Yeah.
Same with Dan. Same with you. Laura was coming from SEC Network, and when they decided to put this crew together, they put some things together that have not worked. They don't get to the point to where they don't feel like it's not going to work. But I do believe that putting this crew together based on who they thought would have great chemistry, who they thought could do the job well. I think this was one of the best decisions they've made when you just think of yourself individually, though. Because we have these conversations. We all want to do this together. Like, we want to make this the best show that's ever spoken about football. But we are all independent contractors. If Mina Kimes is working somewhere else and she's making $5 million a year because she should, you know what I mean? I'm gonna be shooting you text like, yeah, Mina, that was dope.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about that one, Mina, so we could just argue because I'll probably miss it. And you said you haven't really thought that far into the future, but for you, what is the dream job? Like, what is the job that Mina Kimes does that not only satisfies her, but puts her in a place where she feels like she's fully using all of her gifts?
It really is kind of looks a lot like we're doing now. I'm just reaching more people. I think football fans are a lot smarter than TV has given them credit for. Honestly, like a lot of times over the years when I'd watch football coverage or studio, it was kind of just like cliches and like, and I think fans like know so much more now than they did like 10, 20 years ago. And I think our show respects them in a way. Like, we're going to have like a very intense conversation about like, you know, various things. And I think that the audience can be bigger for that, because I really think football fans like are craving like real football talk and like, I don't know how you're like, you know, the craziest thing about it. I just think like it can be a lot smarter than it's been.
I think we've grown to be a lot smarter.
Yeah.
The thing that's helped our show is we still have to do the things that rate, obviously. We have to do the things that people tune in to see. But we've gotten so close as a group of colleagues, whether it be not just us, the cast, but also the producers, where sometimes they let us do what we want to.
Yeah.
Right? If we have a conversation that we think is important, or a conversation that we think is extremely smart,
this shit right here is gonna piss me off.
And we had the round tables that lasted 10 minutes. We were fine with it lasting 10 minutes. And then when it blows up, they're like, oh, we can do that again.
Yes.
That'll work. And I think we can continue to do more of those things. For Mina Kimes, and this is your last question, what is your biggest pivot? What moment in your life do you remember, whether it was an adverse moment, whether it was a success that made you feel a certain way, but the moment where you said, okay, I have to take this and grow from it, and this will allow me to be better going forward?
You know, it's kind of when I realized that I could be myself on television. I thought I had to be polished. I'm thinking about women on TV are polished. I'm not polished, Ryan. You know that. And, you know, I was like, I don't really look like everyone on TV and I've seen, and I'm doing a job that women don't do or whatever. And so I got to really, like, you know, make sure it's, like, pretty, like, polished and buttoned up, and I don't fuck up like we've been talking about. And I don't laugh my weird-ass laugh, and I don't make dumb jokes. And at a certain point, I just got tired of trying to be what I thought a woman on TV was supposed to be, and I just started being myself. The same, you know, the person you talk to offline is, I don't think it's that different from...
Cuss less.
Okay, I guess I cuss less. But other than that, it's pretty the same.
Yeah, exactly.
Once I realized that is really when stuff started to take off a little bit for me, honestly. Because I think people just kind of want you to be yourself.
Yeah. I gotta know any little Minas or Minanettes or Mininettes coming? Minions?
You mean like out of me or like in the world? I mean, I'm pretty busy these days, so I don't know how that...
You want me to write down how you make a million?
A millionaire? What do you call it? A filet mignon?
In that vein, the world could use more of you.
You just cleaned up and shit
but
so
we
much.
we are extremely excited that we have the one. And it's been, for me, a blessing to work with you, a blessing to know you. And you helped me grow and inspired me to do things differently. I think, you know, I told you this, it's pretty easy to me. to talk about football.
Yeah.
It
shows.
Yeah, it's something I've done my entire life, something I've loved my entire life. But when I get on air with you or when we're text messaging and I have a feeling and I'm saying, Mina, what do you think about this? Normally I'm asking, Mina, do the numbers match? You know what I mean? Is what I'm seeing correct? And it does. It's the same as you mentioned. You love when we're on air and you have something you say and I have a film for it or a tape for it. I'm the same way when we're doing the trends and I talk about something and then it's time for you to speak and you're like, yeah, the numbers say this and the team that's best at it is this. Because I was like, I knew all that before she said it.
No, it feels good.
And so I do want to tell you from a friend, from a colleague, like just keep being you. You make us all better. Every single one of us. You make everything we do so much smarter. But on the other side of it, honestly, you just make it freaking fun. You know, like that's what Fridays were. Like we might be on a 2-second delay and we didn't care because we was going to laugh through that 2 seconds anyway. Yeah. And so for as long as you're a part of NFL Live and I'm a part of NFL Live, the support is going to be the same. But I just truly, truly enjoy working with you, and thank you so much for sitting down with us.
I appreciate you a lot. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, that was nice. Millionettes, bro? Millionettes. What the hell is a millionette?
Can I just say, your teeth look amazing. I just been seeing that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Cashback is good. Double cashback is even better. Discover matches all the cashback you've earned at the end of your first year, which is cashback at its best. Everything in moderation. Except for popcorn. Popcorn doesn't count.
Go to this shit. This nigga has done every interview possible.
Hey man, somebody has to give a fuck. Without this shit, listen man, she from St.
No, North Carolina. He be driving down and do this shit.
He come through just to get down there now and then.
And he get down there, I think he got a show. That shit ain't working.
Everybody's working, man. Working so dope, nigga.
Appreciate it. Damn. We got the OG in these motherfuckers.
Man, I'm so excited.
I ain't even bring no old spices.
One of the oldest niggas in I don't even know where to start with the intro. He's literally been on the GOAT thing that Black Entertainer with one PO, right. Movies, and TV, right. And then some, right, on the road. Come on, shit. This is one of the real life rock stars of the comedy game. Motherfucker done did so much shit that we don't even know about. Nice. Been writing on some of the #1 shows on TV, everything. Showing up. I got Old Spice commercial. They got own body wash. Come on, yeah.
Nigga be crying on the commercial.
I eat well. He got his own Old Spice. This nigga walk around smelling like Paris chip wood. Drip wood. That nigga got Paris chip wood. Some shit. He dead clean.
Get the whole rundown. My Old Spice was in the
all of this. This nigga got all the accolades.
What are you doing?
all the accolades.
By what? Yes, seasons. I don't even count him no more. I just know that he got something to do with it at this point. About 10? All of them.
All of them.
How many did they have?
so good that you got to be on camera. You done wrote too much good shit.
Nigga, we done gave you 2 more seasons in the room. Just on top. Just on top. We gonna round up. You got about 2. No show has ever been longer than however. Man, nigga did 87 seasons.
Nigga did 39.
He did something. The nigga was on 7 son, man. No, man, but out of all them highlights and accolades, man, you gotta make sure that you say that this nigga from Chicago, man. None other than Dion Cole. Come on, man.